Now we have another question from Sean, and the question is, who in the last 20 years has built the most successful business in the IoT space?
Well, I would be foolish to say that IoT has been easy. It has a lot of moving parts, a lot of complexity, and so people have been challenged by that. So, the broadest maybe economic context, consumer or B2C versus B2B, there's been a lot more traction and a lot more natural leverage of IoT, device networking and the leverage from that in the consumer space. Google, Amazon, and others have moved that ball down the field quite some distance. If you go back to the days of machine-to-machine communication and the fact that a lot of this was driven by the advent and availability of cellular networks, there's a lot of players in the space today who are, both on the enablement side and on the value-added services side, in addition to the carriers who are, leveraging IoT through cellular connections. I would say the bulk of that is, simple monitoring like electric meters and home security devices and the like. And so when you get to more, mission critical or kind of hardcore, if you will, B2B kinds of segments, applications, and domains, this is where I think the challenge has been most significant. And so again, whether it's a factory or a hospital, hundreds of different brands and types of machines and devices and so forth. And I would say 80-20 historically has been most people have been trying to organize to just get those things on networks and leverage their value. But if you think about where success has occurred in that space, I would say hard to say that anybody has been super successful with essentially a full scope or a full suite of IoT capabilities. But there are many suppliers out there who've done things well in certain dimensions and elements of IoT systems. So if you think of people, the packaging business, people like Bops in Europe or Tetra Pak are good examples of suppliers who've gone some distance in leveraging connectivity and data value to maintain and help, essentially optimize the use of their equipment. If you think of, industrial pump manufacturers, Grundfos, Sulzer, Flowserve, all of them have launched and are, driving revenues from these kinds of systems. And so depending on, essentially the equipment segment, the domain and so forth, people are making progress. But I think the speed of that progress, the impact of that progress, we're kind of, maybe some players are past first base, but a lot of players I think are stuck at first base trying to figure out how best to leverage the data values, not just the monitoring values of these kinds of systems.